Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let us begin with the previous day's question. Which of the following statements about the national pension system is or are correct? 1. NPS is regulated by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. 2. NPS is open to all Indian citizens between the ages of 18 and 70. 3. It is a voluntary scheme for employees of the Government of India but mandatory for state government employees. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 and 2. B. 2 and 3, C. 1 and 3, D. 2 only. The correct answer is D. The National Pension System is regulated by the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, not SEBI. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The NPS is available to all Indian citizens, including both residents and non-residents, within the age range of 18 to 70. Hence, statement 2 is correct. While NPS was initially voluntary for government employees, it became mandatory for all central government employees from January 1, 2004. The NPS is not mandatory for state government employees. It is up to individual states whether to implement the NPS for their employees or not. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 1. Consider the following statements. 1. The sun and the other stars produce energy through nuclear fusion. 2. Fusion of atoms requires extremely high temperatures around 100 million degrees Celsius and extremely high pressure to generate energy. 3. Fusion produces far less radioactive waste compared to fission. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is D. Fusion is the process where two small, light atoms come together to form a bigger, heavier atom, releasing vast amounts of energy. This is the energy process that powers the sun and stars. Hence, statement 1 is correct. For example, in the sun, hydrogen nuclei fuse to form helium and release energy in the form of light and heat. Fusion needs a very high temperature, high pressure, plasma state of matter, and sufficient confinement time to sustain the reaction. Hence, statement 2 is correct. In fission, a heavy nucleus splits into smaller nuclei, releasing energy. Fusion produces much less radioactive waste than fission, making it a more attractive option for clean energy. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following statements related to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, 1982. 1. It is the only international convention which stipulates a framework for state jurisdiction in maritime spaces. 2. Under the convention, the contiguous zone extends seawards up to 12 nautical miles from its baselines. 3. Under the convention, the exclusive economic zone grants rights to carry out activities like the production of energy from water, currents, and wind. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is B. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, 1982, is the only international convention that provides a comprehensive legal framework for all state activities in the oceans and seas, stipulating a clear framework for jurisdiction in maritime spaces. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Under UN clause, the contiguous zone extends up to 24 nautical miles from the baseline, while the territorial sea extends up to 12 nautical miles. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Within a country's exclusive economic zone, which extends up to 200 nautical miles from its baseline, a coastal state has sovereign rights to explore, exploit, conserve, and manage both living and non-living resources. Hence, statement 3 is correct. This includes the right to carry out activities for economic exploration and exploitation of the zone, such as the production of energy from the water, currents, and wind. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 3. Consider the following about Pragati. 1. It promotes the Teen India approach for better governance. 2. It bypasses the Prime Minister's office in decision-making to speed up approvals. 3. It is integrated with the centralized public grievance redressal and monitoring system. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is B. Pragati is an innovative information and communication technologies enabled platform initiated in 2015 to ensure timely implementation of government projects and redress public grievances. It facilitates center-state coordination, fostering the Teen India approach. and resolves interstate disputes efficiently, bypassing red tapeism. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Pragati has a 3-tier system for direct communication. Prime Minister-led oversight ensures timely decisions and swift resolution of bottlenecks. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Pragati is integrated with a centralized public grievance redressal and monitoring system, PM Gati Shakti, Parivesh, and Project Monitoring Group Portal, enabling real-time monitoring and predictive tracking. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following statements regarding the cultivation of tea in India. 1. It is a tropical crop that requires hot and humid climatic conditions with well-distributed rainfall. 2. It thrives in a specific temperature range and temperatures exceeding 35 degrees Celsius are detrimental to its growth. 3. It prefers calcium-rich alkaline soil for optimal growth. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is A. Tea is a tropical and subtropical crop that thrives in hot, humid conditions. It requires 150 to 300 centimeters of well-distributed rainfall annually. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It grows best between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, while temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius or below 10 degrees Celsius are detrimental to its growth. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It prefers slightly acidic, calcium-free soil with a porous subsoil to allow free water percolation. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 5. Consider the following statements about India's National Green Hydrogen Mission. 1. It aims to achieve a production capacity of 5 million metric tons per annum of green hydrogen by 2030, a goal that includes both domestic consumption and export. 2. The Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition Program is a component of the mission focused solely on providing direct financial subsidies to green hydrogen producers. 3. A primary objective of the mission is to reduce the cost of green hydrogen to under $1 per kilogram by 2030, making it globally competitive. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is A. National Green Hydrogen Mission has an official and ambitious target of producing at least 5 million metric tons per annum of green hydrogen by 2030, with a focus on both domestic consumption and becoming a global export hub. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Strategic Interventions for Green Hydrogen Transition Program is not focused solely on providing direct financial subsidies to green hydrogen producers. SITE is a broader initiative with two distinct financial incentive mechanisms, one for the domestic manufacturing of electrolyzers, another for the production of green hydrogen. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. While a primary goal of the mission is to significantly reduce costs to achieve global competitiveness, the official target is to bring down the cost of green hydrogen to approximately $2 per kg by 2030 and not $1 per kg. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 6. Consider the following statements related to the European Union. 1. All the countries of the Union use Euro as their official currency. 2. The European Commission defines the Union's overall political direction and priorities. 3. The European Council is the executive body of the European Union. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is D. European Union is a supranational political and economic union of 27 member states that are located primarily in Europe. Not all European Union members use the euro as their currency. Several countries such as Sweden, Denmark and Poland have retained their national currencies. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The European Council, which consists of the head of state of the government of the member countries, defines the EU's overall political direction and priorities. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The European Commission is the executive body responsible for proposing legislation, implementing decisions, upholding EU treaties, and managing the day-to-day businesses of the Union. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 7. Consider the following exercises. 1. Vajra Prahar. 2. Malabar. 3. Zapad. 4. Mitra Shakti. 5. Yuddha Abhyas. Which of the following are bilateral or multilateral exercises involving India and the US? A. 1, 2 and 5 only. B. 2, 3 and 4 only. C. 1, 3 and 5 only. D. 1, 2, 3 and 5 only. The correct answer is A. Vajra Prahar, bilateral army exercise between India and the US, focusing on counter-terrorism and joint operations. Malabar, multilateral naval exercise involving India, the US, Japan and Australia, aimed at maritime security and interoperability. Zapad, multinational military exercise led by Russia. India has participated, but the US is not involved. Mitra Shakti, bilateral military exercise between India and Sri Lanka, focusing on counter-insurgency and peacekeeping. Yuddha Abhyas, bilateral army exercise between India and the US, centered on high-altitude and counter-insurgency operations. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 8. Consider the following statements. 1. In India, DNA testing does not amount to a violation of the right against self-incrimination. 2. DNA evidence is highly susceptible to degradation from environmental factors such as temperature and humidity. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is C. In the case of Sharda versus Dharmapal, the Supreme Court approved the use of deoxyribonucleic acid evidence technology in civil and matrimonial disputes and held that it does not violate Article 21 or Article 20 Clause 3. Hence, statement 1 is correct. DNA evidence is highly vulnerable to degradation with heat, humidity, UV radiation and chemical exposure, accelerating its breakdown and reducing its forensic value. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 9. With reference to solar energy in India, consider the following statements. 1. India currently produces more solar modules than solar cells. 2. Polysilicon production is the most capital-intensive stage in the solar value chain. 3. The ALMM approved list of models and manufacturers applies equally to imported and domestically manufactured solar equipment. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is B. India's solar module capacity is much higher than its solar cell capacity. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Polysilicon production is the most capital-intensive stage in the solar value chain. Polysilicon manufacturing requires extremely high technology, purity, and energy-intensive processes. It is considered the most capital and technology-intensive part of the upstream value chain. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The ALMM applies equally to imported and domestically manufactured solar equipment. ALMM is designed primarily as a non-tariff barrier to encourage domestic solar manufacturing. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements regarding ion chromatography. 1. Ion chromatography separates ions based on their interaction with a stationary phase and a mobile phase. 2. Ion chromatography can detect heavy metals like lead and mercury in water samples. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is A. Ion chromatography or IC separates ions based on their interaction with a stationary phase and elution with a mobile phase. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Detection of heavy metals like lead and mercury typically requires atomic absorption and spectroscopy or inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometry, not ion chromatography. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now, let us look at a practice question. Consider the following statements. 1. Bamboo is classified as a tree under the Indian Forest Act 1927, which prohibits its cutting. 2. India's first bamboo-based bioethanol plant is located in Golaghat, Assam. 3. Bioethanol produced from bamboo can only be used as a gasoline additive. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.